Okay, so Philip Morris makes Marlboro cigarettes. They have said that they are going to try to phase out their cigarette production eventually because they want to move to electronic cigarettes. So, seen a story today. There's more stories now actually coming out saying that vaping is dangerous because these teens are now having lung damage because of the excessive smoke or the instruments themselves and all this. So I know Mitch McConnell sort of teamed up with the tobacco industry to target the vaping industry, is the rumor. Because less teens are smoking and they're going more for the electronic thing and they're going more for the vaping pens and all this. So I see that there's this resurgence, or I guess a new surgence, of stories saying how vaping is dangerous and harmful. And I'm sure there is some legitimate facts behind that. So let's look at vaping. The industry itself first. This deck is modified. There are no court cards in it, so there's like no king and queens of this and that. But there is 2 of every major arcana in here. So 2 Fool, 2 Death, 2 Sun, 2 that. Testing it out, see how it works. First card, vaping industry. There's Judgments. And 6 of Cups. So, I've said before, this is just in my reading, not necessarily anybody else's. When I get these 2 cards, they're both of the past, so this is like the past coming back up. This is nostalgia, so a past feeling coming back up. But when I get them both, this one is past and this one is children. So we have the past with the Judgment card, and then the youth with the 6 of Cups. So, the Star. So the hope is to maybe go after the vaping industry, or to not go after, but to have a resurgence of vaping like it did. Oh well, look, look at the image, even looks like that. To have this resurgence of when the vaping industry kind of first started. And so they're going after the traditional. Which makes sense. Because the traditional cigarettes are sort of losing ground to people who are smoking a little less and are turning to the vapes and whatnot. So now all these stories are coming out how vaping is so dangerous and this, you should not do it because you're going to get lung damage, not lung cancer, but lung damage. So let's keep going. There is a union, unity, cooperation. So this is a sort of a team effort, but this is not team effort with government, because right now the government is sort of on the side of the tobacco industry. The Sun. And the Tower. So now we're talking, they are coming after you. It's going to be harder and harder for the industry because they're trying to up the age of smoking to 21. This is supposed to be aimed at the vaping industry, is what the whole rumor was with Mitch McConnell. Because Mitch McConnell said, yeah, 21 nationwide. That's what he passed through the Senate. I don't know when it enacts, but it's mostly aimed at the vaping industry to sort of cut off their customer base, which has been 18 to 21 year olds. So they want that 18, 19, 20 year old to not buy the vape in their young years. If you're not going to buy cigarettes, then you can't buy anything. Yeah, trying to get away with something, but this is dishonor. So a heavy-handed practice. So we're talking lobbying. Yeah, balance of money, one hand to the other. So they are coming after you. Cooperation and the fear. Work and money and the hopes. Empress. There's something new and it's new relationship, so they want that new customer base. This is what this is all about. The new customer base. The 18 to 21 year olds who are not buying conventional cigarettes, they're going for the electronic things. The moon. So there is something hidden here in this situation. Harmony and unity in your solace, and death and nostalgia with the children. So a major change in your customer base. It's also harmful, as the reports suggest. So Philip Morris, I work in the store. I used to work in pretty much every store you can imagine that sold cigarettes, and Marlboro is one of the most popular ones. Marlboro and Newport are one of the most popular cigarettes. So Philip Morris says they're going to stop cigarette production. They make Marlboro. So, 7 of Wands pop out. How's it going to go for them? If they go to electronic from conventional cigarette, will this be a good decision, a bad decision, a it doesn't matter decision? Because there's always a regulation on them. You can't call it light cigarettes, you have to call it something else. You can't call it this, because, you know. The star, so there's hope. And abandonment. So they are out trying to abandon conventional cigarette production. So either this is people leaving you or you just leaving it. So we'll see in the end. But right now we have the star. So there's good things for the future right now in your plan to change. The magician saying that you can. Four of Pentacles. That's the clinging card. Card of holding very tightly to something. Probably money, probably ideas. The big picture with the world. And sort of new landscapes, new offers. The hardest part is pushing this. Now, I don't know if somebody else is going to start to make Marlboro or if it's just going to go away altogether. So I don't really know, but the hardest part about this is trying to offer it to other people, pushing it. Confusion and the Empress. So yeah, the new base, the new customer base. This is going to be a hard fight with that. Separation and the fear, and money and the hopes. And the environment is the, ooh, well. You got the Tower twice. So doom and destruction and an abrupt end. Doom and destruction and an abrupt end. Your word of warning is money, security. Financially, it's not the best move in the world. Hardship follows it. So hardship follows it. Then with the abandonment is the rough transition. So this is you moving away from it anyway. So I think despite what's going on in the environment with the two towers, you're going to try to go through with it anyway. But pushing this idea is your hardest fight. We'll see.